Just like regular sports, the world of esports is full of cheaters. And with the rise of online gaming tournaments and streaming platforms like Twitch, some gamers exploit these cheats to help them score a quick win. But it takes just one wrong click to completely expose them and bring their little gaming empires to their knees. So, let's take a look at some hackers, liars, and dim-witted cheaters who got caught on camera trying to play the system. MissQ Gemini. Now, cheating in video games isn't a crime, but the way streamer MissQ Gemini tried to cover up her blatant cheating absolutely was. This young, ambitious gamer regularly streamed herself playing the ferociously competitive Counter-Strike Global Offensive, or CSGO for short, which is an online multiplayer first-person shooter game. However, back in 2017, she started her stream with a huge rant about how she'd been unfairly accused of cheating.
You know what's really sad? That sometimes, because I'm female in Counter-Strike, people are like, "You're cheating!"
Way to tell off those pesky trolls. But then, during the game's warm-up phase, she seemed to forget that the whole world could see her screen, and she brought up a cheat software menu. After hitting the load coding button, all of her rivals' ranks and locations suddenly began appearing through the walls. For those of you who don't play CSGO, I can tell you now, this ain't normal. It's called a wall hack, which allows players to locate their opponents through solid objects in the game's arena. Hacks like this are a sneaky way of gaining the upper hand in multiplayer shooter games, and MissQ Gemini's viewers were quick to pick up on it. But blissfully unaware she'd been caught, she continued to play and, even worse, lose. And it's at that point she finally realized what she'd done, as you can see from her facial expressions. After being caught red-handed, you'd think this would be the time to fess up, right? Well, take a listen to the cringy excuses that start falling out of her mouth.
You guys, do you guys ever get that weird glitch in CSGO where it shows your rank, that it shows everyone's rank? Clara, give me 1 second. Clara, let me just message this girl. Give me 1 second. She promised me she didn't use it on my PC. I'm f***ing done. This is what happens when you let people use your PC. Can't trust them. Alright, that's nice to know.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't Clara that we watched load the cheat code at the beginning of this game. After that, MissQ Gemini guiltily abandoned the match, and her CSGO account was eventually slapped with an anti-cheat ban. But following massive backlash from the streaming community, her Twitch account also disappeared soon after, along with any chance she ever had of making it as a pro gamer. Maybe she should have tried playing a game where you don't need to cheat to win. Like this video's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. This free-to-play RPG is a dark fantasy phenomenon that's available to download on mobile and on PC. With hundreds of artifacts and over 500 champions, you can build elite warriors and create a unique team to play however you want. No cheating required. Hit the links down in the description to download it today and join me in this console-quality World of Warfare. I mean, who doesn't want this high elf battle sage on their side with damage buffs that can't be stripped? Or the legendary Astralon, whose attack stats are almost as impressive as his armor. And this month, Raid just dropped 11 brand new champions and 200 fresh missions, which have a legendary champion as a reward. Like that wasn't enough, they've also added 5 new levels to almost every in-game dungeon. How cool is that? With so much going on, there's never been a better time to get started. Be sure to hit the links in the description below and I'll see you in-game. But for now, let's get back to more cheaters caught in action. Forsaken. When it comes to cheating in CSGO, it's safe to say no player has ever been more humiliated than Nikhil Forsaken Kumawat. During the Extremesland Zowie Asia tournament in 2018, Forsaken was competing as part of the pro esports team Optic India. They'd entered into the top-tier CSGO tournament, which had a hefty prize pool of $100,000. But as Forsaken was playing, someone reported him for suspicious activity, and an administrator was called in. At first, Forsaken boldly refused the admin access to his terminal, but after they asserted their position, they probed into his setup and discovered a suspicious program running in the background. When it was pointed out, Forsaken unbelievably batted their hands away and tried to delete it in front of their eyes. Stunned, the administrators disqualified Forsaken on the spot, and the entire Optic India team was booted from the event. When they finally got a good look at Forsaken's terminal, they discovered the illegal aimbots he'd been desperately trying to delete. These are hacks that provide easier target acquisition for players and are expressly prohibited by CSGO. But what made it worse was that they'd been accessed multiple times, meaning he'd cheated in many different matches in order to get his hands on that prize money. Appalled by his actions, Forsaken was handed a full 5-year ban from the Esports Integrity Coalition. The pro player was also booted from his team, but in the overwhelmingly embarrassing aftermath, Optic India was dissolved altogether. Now, even if your aim is as bad as Forsaken's, you don't need an aimbot to hit those like and subscribe buttons down below. Go ahead, prove that you're better than that cheater ever will be. Now, where were we? Tavo Betancourt. Have you ever heard of speedrunning before? It's where players record themselves racing to complete levels or entire games as fast as humanly possible. And some of these times are so fast, they're only separated by the split second of a button push. It's not the most well-known style of gameplay, but because the community is made up of passionate nerds like me, speedrunning is a serious business. And that's why YouTuber Tavo Betancourt came under heavy fire when Mexican channel Badabun uploaded his insanely fast Super Mario Bros. Speedrun back in 2017. He effortlessly sailed through the entire game, completing it in a respectable 5 minutes and 12 seconds. While this run earned him plenty of online views, the speedrunning community spotted some serious problems. For a start, even though the attempt was just 5 minutes long, Tavo took the time to guzzle down Coke and pizza as he was playing. Surely, if he were taking this seriously, he could have waited 5 minutes to have his dinner, right? Secondly, the game's counters suspiciously didn't match what was happening in the footage. Like here, where Tavo collects 11 coins, but the counter curiously increases by 12. It was clear that Tavo had stolen someone's speedrun footage and mashed it with a different counter so that it wasn't too obvious he'd stolen it. But this minor mistake didn't escape the attention of real speedrunners. They tracked down the original footage and revealed that it had been brazenly stolen from world record speedrunner Darbian. And when the community found out, Tavo was crucified online. He later admitted what he'd done and apologized, claiming it was just part of a social experiment. Lame excuses aside, it's pretty clear that this was just done for clout, seeing how, despite his apology, his run is still up on Badabun's channel. Although now, I reckon it'll take more than video splicing for Tavo to outrun his ruined reputation. Superfast Jellyfish. The impossibly precise button presses and muscle memory required for speedrunning are insanely difficult to master, which is why blindfolded speedrunning is even more mind-blowing. Just using audio cues and their memory, players complete games as quickly as possible without once looking at their screens. Considering most people couldn't even get past a start menu blindfolded, this is some god-tier gaming. So when unknown gamer Superfast Jellyfish live-streamed his blindfolded speedrun of Super Mario 64 in just 42 minutes, the speedrunning community was stunned, but not in a good way. For a start, there are only 3 certified blindfolded streamers who have submitted their times into this category, ranging from 24 minutes to 1 hour and 58 minutes. This would have put Superfast Jellyfish in 3rd, even though he claimed he'd only ever done 3 blindfolded speedruns before. But compared to his competitors, Superfast Jellyfish's gameplay was suspicious. He left audio alerts on, which are hugely distracting and can mess up a real blindfolded speedrunner's timing.
Let's go.
Thank you for the follow.
I fell off. I can tell I fell off.
This is your second blindfolded run, isn't it?
Technically this is my 3rd.
Unfazed by this, he then talked continuously through sections that real blindfolded speedrunners know requires careful attention to audio details.
Did I check for saves? No, because I don't save the game.
These were huge red flags for the speedrunning community, and they called out Superfast Jellyfish for cheating by using a blindfold he could see through. Clearly caught out, Superfast Jellyfish eventually came clean. Well, kinda.
What you may not know is that speedrun was purposely fake. It was purposely fake.
Instead of a proper apology, he tried to save face by claiming he purposefully faked the speedrun. And yet, he only admitted this after he was exposed? Yeah, that's called cheating, but better luck next time. Joshua Ottenil Kriegshauser. Game developers often stream games they're working on as an awesome way of interacting with the game's community. But these developers usually have special abilities other players don't, which can look like cheats, as Joshua Ottenil Kriegshauser awkwardly discovered back in 2017. The technical director of the Battle Royale game H1Z1 decided to stream the match he was playing with his friends on Twitch. But when he blasted through a rival group of players, their reactions shocked him.
What's happening?
Why are you cheating? Really, dude? You're cheating?
A dev cheating.
Wait, can you not see him?
You can't see me?
Yes. Oh, he is, I mean.
Oh my god, am I hidden?
Ooh, cheating like that definitely isn't a good look for a developer. Although it seems like he genuinely forgotten to turn off his special cloak of invisibility. Either that, or he just really wanted to show those 12-year-olds who was boss. Azubu Frost. With over 100 million monthly players, League of Legends is one of the largest online multiplayer games in the world. For those who don't know it, it involves two teams battling it out to occupy and defend their half of a map. And to do this, players have to strategically attack or hide from the other team. But professional esports team Azubu Frost found an inventive way around this back in 2012. During the Season 2 World Championships, Azubu Frost faced off against Team Solo Mid. From the get-go, the match was plagued by technical issues which caused multiple pauses. But during these pauses, members of Team Azubu Frost sneakily checked out the minimap that was being broadcast on the huge stadium screen behind them. This allowed them to see exactly where the other team was heading and what they were planning. Team Captain Woong in particular looked back at the screen on a number of occasions before recklessly altering his gameplay. Azubu Frost won the round, but an investigation by League of Legends developer Riot Games later determined that Woong clearly gained an unfair advantage by looking at the screens. He also shared the information with his team, which led them to certain victory. For this unsportsmanlike behavior, Azubu Frost was fined 20% of their tournament winnings, costing them a grand total of $30,000. Ooh, right in the wallet. Mr. Golds. Some streamers play games in a way that can really divide an audience, like Mr. Golds, for example. At his peak, his Twitch streams boasted a respectable average of 2,000 live viewers, where he routinely bragged about how good he was at Call of Duty Warzone. But during a stream from August 2020, one of his viewers noticed something strange on his screen. Can you see what their cursor is pointing out?
Have you ever seen anyone playing like me? Like seriously?
Yup, while Mr. Golds was shamelessly bragging about how he's so good that he doesn't need to cheat, he had the cheating software Engine Owning running in the background. Engine Owning is an app that freely admits it sells cheat software for many games, including Call of Duty, like their Aim at Enemies hack, which Mr. Golds clearly had set to on in the background.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
After he was rightfully exposed, Mr. Golds' channel received temporary suspension, as Twitch's guidelines ban the streaming of cheats in any online games. Although his channel is now back up, this cheater hasn't recovered enough dignity to show his face on the platform since. FaZe Jarvis. Just about every fan of the Battle Royale game Fortnite knows the name FaZe Jarvis, but not necessarily in a good way. This British YouTuber and gamer rose to fame when he joined the mega-popular esports group the FaZe Clan in 2019. He'd been uploading his Fortnite gameplay to YouTube since 2018, with many of his videos garnering millions of views each. His channel was made up almost exclusively of Fortnite gameplay, but then in 2019, he made an unfathomably dumb decision. He uploaded a video where he openly claimed to be using an aimbot.
Because I've got the hack open and stuff, it's making my Streamlabs like lag, so I can't do that. You won't be able to see on the recording that I've got the mod, but just so you guys know I do. This is what happens. Look, aimbot FOV, aimbot FOV. Like, I don't know what half this stuff means, but it's actually about to be lit. We're about to pop off. See you. Mate, how's it not hitting anyone?
What?
I got aimbot.
Look at this. Look at this.
While the hilariously controversial video made him some sweet YouTube money, Fortnite's developers Epic Games didn't see the funny side of it. They have a zero-tolerance policy to any kind of cheating, let alone bragging about it to millions of people online. Without missing a beat, Epic Games brought down the hammer and immediately banned Jarvis's account. But the ban wasn't just for a month or even 2, but for life. And this didn't mean he was only banned from the community. He was also prohibited from participating in all future Fortnite gaming events. What a staggering self-own! In true YouTube style, Jarvis released a tearful apology video admitting his infractions and accepting Epic Games' decision.
I'm truly so sorry. Epic, I know I have to take accountability for my actions, and you know I'm gonna do my best to accept any punishment that comes my way, whatever happens. I'm not trying to find a quick road out, but being banned forever is just thinking about a lifetime ban is just I didn't expect this would happen.
Even with all those tears, his account remains banned almost 2 years on. Well, it's pretty clear that when it comes to cheating, Epic Games definitely doesn't play around. Zacubus. In the UK, there's one gamer who's known for his dapper skills as well as his dapper styles. David Zacubus Tracy is a tie-wearing, shirt-sporting Twitch streamer who's been gaming professionally for more than 17 years. But even with all that experience and style behind him, it didn't stop him from cheating at the DreamHack Gaming Convention back in 2018. He was caught teaming in Fortnite, which is where a player talks to and works with rival players instead of taking them out in-game. Although just about every Fortnite player does it, streaming it from Europe's largest gaming convention wasn't Zacubus's brightest idea.
Oh! What?
Well, if you're going to stream to thousands of people at a high-profile event, you should probably stick to the rules, no matter how suave you look. Johnny K. Now, just about anyone can cheat in Fortnite, but it takes seriously huge kahunas to cheat during the Fortnite World Cup. Considering the prize pool is around $100 million, it's no wonder people are tempted to turn to illicit means of winning. But for professional player Jonathan Johnny K. Kosmala of Team Caliber, the overwhelming temptation to cheat got the better of him. In 2019, this player was exposed online after his Discord messages with a well-known cheat seller were made public. You can see Johnny K, named here as Big Boy, was trying to purchase an ESP cheat. This is a hack that allows a player to see the locations of all of their enemies, even if there are walls or terrain in the way. After downloading it, Johnny K started a call with the seller, who walked him through the process of installing it. But unfortunately for Johnny K, the seller recorded their entire call.
What did it download to? Oh, it didn't even... This one?
Yeah, that one. That's the deal you're gonna need.
Initially, it all seemed to be running smoothly. He logged into his official account with the cheat software running and the game loaded without issue. But all of a sudden, his account was flagged by Fortnite's anti-cheat software, and he was immediately booted from the game for cheating. And to really rub salt in the wound, the seller then released their entire call for the world to see. After being so thoroughly exposed, Team Caliber wasted no time booting the cheater out of their team and cut all ties with him. Well, as bad as it looks, I don't reckon Johnny K's fall from grace hurt too much. After all, his massive kahunas probably broke his fall. Marky Locuras. Even though Fortnite is one of the biggest video games in the world, it still suffers from its fair share of bugs. While exploiting these bugs is generally frowned upon, abusing them in professional matches or tournaments is obviously a dumb move. But not obvious enough for pro Fortnite player Marky Locuras. During the 2019 ESL Katowice Royale Fortnite tournament, which had a grand prize of $500,000, the professional Team Heretic player was reduced to 0 hit points, but thanks to a bug, he wasn't eliminated, and quickly discovered he could keep playing. Now, he should have alerted an administrator to the error. Instead, he exploited the bug and waited to be revived by his teammates. But when his teammates asked him what had happened, he did this. So it's clear he knew he'd done something wrong, but he was trying to avoid being detected. Eventually, the admins spotted what he'd done and asked him to leave. But unbelievably, Marky refused.
But give me a reason. I need a reason.
After stalling for as long as he could, he was finally convinced to leave his terminal and was disqualified from the tournament. But this incident sparked a huge debate online. Technically, it was a glitch, so it wasn't like Marky had purposefully engineered the cheat, but being a pro player, he really should have known better than to try and exploit it. Ultimately, he didn't face any kind of punishment aside from being disqualified. Even if you don't play Fortnite, do you think that judgment was fair? Let me know down in the comments. Shroud. Like Fortnite, PlayerUnknown's Battleground, or PUBG for short, is a battle royale style game that has a huge problem with hackers. Since it was released in 2017, most of the cheats used in this game revolve around improving a player's accuracy or speed. But there's one cheat that's so hilariously dumb, even famous streamer Michael Shroud Grzyszek simply couldn't resist getting involved with it. With more than 9 million followers on Twitch, this professional streamer racks up tens of thousands of views per stream. And this meant there were plenty of witnesses when he joined in with the hijinks of this group of hackers back in 2018.
I'm busy. What the hell?
Just like in the real world, cars in PUBG aren't meant to fly like that. But Shroud couldn't resist the offer of a free ride.
Shit, can you take me to the zone real quick?
Yeah. I actually sell these cheats for a living.
Wait, don't.
Unfortunately, after this, Shroud hit a dead end. Like Fortnite, PUBG has a very strict no cheating policy that it enforces indiscriminately, and the ban hammer came down on Shroud's account for a whole month. He later apologized and admitted he knew what he was doing, but that he just wanted to have a little fun. I mean, it's hard to blame him. After all, if someone offered you the chance to ride in a flying car, it'd be pretty hard to turn down, right? Chuck. The NBA 2K21 community is an extremely competitive group of players who take any hint of cheating very seriously, as professional player and YouTuber Chalk found out back in 2020. This was when rival player T-Jack critiqued his gameplay and called him out online for using a modified controller.
What? I'm not defending him, but he doesn't, the Zen start in the center, it doesn't matter. You can do it without it, bro. Let's watch, do it, shoot a fade.
If you don't play NBA 2K21, like me, that explanation probably flew right over your head. So let me break it down. You may be thinking that a modified controller has levers and buttons designed to make quicker and easier button hits, but they don't always look that obvious. Controllers like the Cronus Zen, for example, can run software like aimbots, which makes scoring hoops in the game much easier. And this is something that T-Jack aggressively accused Chalk of doing.
Why does his bar not move in this game? His bar does not move. Hold on. It looks like let's look at this. Why does his bar not move?
When you gotta aim.
But Chalk wasn't taking this lying down. He uploaded a video showing every single button press he made on his controller to prove he wasn't cheating.
Nothing changed. You guys have seen my controller the entire time. And I'm playing uncomfortable because I gotta have my hands so high. Nothing changes, bro. Literally nothing changes. I'm shooting with X and I'm still greening. What's the next one? Green. You see it, bro. Nothing's changing. You see it.
However, this gaming community was already in full witch hunt mode. Despite Chalk's proof, more and more accusations began flooding Chalk's chats. Eventually, the pressure became too much for him to handle, and Chalk broke down live on one of his streams.
See it, man. You don't see that these dudes sit in group chat and front on me every time.
While there's no way to really tell whether or not Chalk was using a modified controller, the NBA 2K21 community still seems pretty divided. So what do you think? Did Chalk cheat, or is he just being dunked on for being really good at this game? Let me know down in the comments. Hosty. Hearthstone is an incredibly popular digital strategy card game which has close to 24 million active players around the world. And unlike a regular game of cards, you can't cheat by peeking over your opponent's shoulder. But back in 2015, during the Hearthstone Pinnacle 2 tournament, pro player Rafael Hosty Santilli found a way around this. As part of the professional esports team Arkan, Hosty was one of just 6 players invited to compete in the tournament, which had a prize pool of $5,000. His match with Team Nihilim's Adrian life coach Koi was live-streamed for all the world to see. But partway through, viewers suddenly noticed something strange in Hosty's background.
That's a bit surprising to me.
That's surprising to me too.
Embarrassingly, Hosty's setup was being reflected in the picture frame behind him, showing he was looking at 2 separate monitors, and one of them had the tournament live stream on it, meaning Hosty had a full view of Life Coach's hand. This is what's known as stream sniping, and it's the digital version of peeking at your opponent's cards. Allegations immediately flooded the internet, and in a matter of hours, Team Arkan dropped Hosty from their roster like a hot cheating potato. Hosty later admitted to having the stream up on the second monitor, but argued that because the stream was on a 10-minute delay, it didn't help him gain an advantage. Considering he lost to Life Coach, that kinda adds up. But if Hosty was trying to cheat, this was a hilariously terrible attempt. XQC. Felix XQC Lengyel is one of Twitch's most popular streamers with a follower count of over 8 million. Streaming multiple times a week, often for more than 24 hours, it's hardly surprising that weird and hilarious stuff is often captured on his camera. But back in December 2020, he had some serious explaining to do when this slip-up happened live on stream.
What the f was that?
Did you see that? Well, if I enhance that 5th file from the left, can you see it now? That, my friends, is a big file labeled cheats. Admittedly, it's completely empty, but why would XQC have had it in the first place? And considering how much he panicked when that window opened, he didn't exactly seem innocent, but he had an explanation ready.
In your randomizer, there's something called cheats, and those cheats are like to make the game different. Like, if you're doing a certain run, you have to use a cheat folder.
So, he needed it to change the difficulty of his Pokemon games. As legitimate as he makes it sound, using any kind of cheats or hacks in games is against Twitch's community guidelines. Despite this smoking gun, Twitch didn't take any action, even though he'd been caught cheating less than a month before. This happened when, during GlitchCon's Twitch Rivals Fall Guys tournament, XQC decided to target other players taking part in this Battle Royale platform game. He singled them out by stream sniping and then sabotaged their attempts to win. But what's worse is that he didn't even make the effort to hide that he was watching his opponent's streams.
That is
with the stream snipe?
Who got fed? Who got fed?
With his opponent in his sights, you can see his eyes darting to and from his rival's stream as he plays, so he knows when and where to sabotage him.
I'm gonna put you in emo only mode.
This is a bad idea, bro. I don't think he realizes how big of a mistake he's
Who's that?
doing.
Who's that?
Yo! Cougar, you're up, right?
Look at him all tapping. He's looking.
Unfortunately for XQC, stream sniping directly violates Twitch's code of conduct. They slapped him with a 6-month ban from future Twitch Rivals events, forced him to forfeit his GlitchCon winnings, and suspended him from the platform for 7 days. Maybe he should have stuck with Pokemon. Do you know of any other streamers or gamers who have been caught cheating live on camera? Let me know down in the comments below, and who knows, they might even get some screen time in my next video. Thanks for watching.